Hey guys, PrinceofMacedon here, and I'm playing a Men of War multiplayer battle. I command the Germans, and my opponent is KBB-07142 in command of the United Kingdom. And here's a recap on the armored action that you missed. You can see we traded armor there. I destroyed his, he destroyed mine, I destroyed his, he destroyed mine, and vice versa. And we're fighting this battle on the countryside map, and this is played on the 1.17.5.1 patch. And here's the situation. We are fighting for the middle flag point. I brought up a Tiger tank, and those are my infantry guys protecting my only flag point right now. So I'm losing on the score right now. You can see my opponent's score is jumping way up there. I'm at 110 and he's at 295 and rising. Right there is one of my infantry guys. That is Tim Schneider. He actually has a name. I'm going to put him in the bushes. I want to give my troops some better observation so that we're not completely blind. And here's the action in the middle. My opponent is protecting his flag point really well here. I keep bringing up my infantry, and he keeps butchering my guys. And I have a Tiger tank right there, and I'm going at his Churchill. And it looks like that blast just bounced off his hull there. I'm going to back off a little bit and try to get another firing angle on his dude. Here's my other Tiger tank. I've got him towards my flag point. I'm going to try to flank his Churchill. So I'm bringing up him. And you can see Tim Schneider right there. He's hanging out in the bushes, spying on the enemy. And here I'm going to try to hope to get some better angles on my opponent's tanks there. And so now my opponent, you can see he has 2 flag points. They appear red on the minimap on the top right. And there's 7 minutes and 14 seconds left. I'm sneaking this guy around. You can see him crawling. And right there is the Firefly that just appeared. The Firefly, it has really a thin armor, but it has a very nice gun on there, so you gotta watch out for the Fireflies. And there's Centurion. I'm rotating my Tiger tank. And basically what I'm trying to do, I'm just trying to fix his guys from the front, and hopefully use my superior firepower to take out his armor. And by the way, this is the second battle that me and this guy played, KBB. In the first battle, I got destroyed big time. I was using the USA, and for some reason, whenever I was using the Slugger, it kept turning its main gun around so that its machine gun would be facing the enemy's tank. And I don't know why it kept doing that. Like, it happened like 3 times, and so I gave up on the US. I'm not sure what was going on there. So this is our second battle, and I'm using Germany now. And my opponent wanted to use the UK. In this game, I love using the Germans. Not for any political reasons, of course, but just because I like their military system of this time period. And anyways, you can see me bringing up some infantry. I'm gonna try to recapture the middle flag point. And look, you can see my Tiger on my left just blew up. My opponent popped a Firefly out on my flank, and he knocked the crud out of my Tiger tank. So you can see that my opponent is doing a really good job of utilizing the flanks and making unexpected attacks from either flank. And as my infantry pops out, they start taking fire from my opponent's commandos. So my guys are getting pinned a little bit here. And I'm trying to utilize my Tiger tank that's nearby, but my opponent has tons of armor on my flank, so it's kind of hard to do that. And there I just lost the main gun and turret on my Tiger tank. So I can repair. Well, actually I have to repair it if I want to use that thing again. What else is going on here? My first tank that was right there by the trees, I just repaired that tank. And once I put my guy in there, my opponent destroyed it. It was kind of sad, yet funny at the same time. Oh right. I guess I still have Tim Schneider over there. He's still being a peeping Tom. Peeping on the Tommies. I still have my infantry on the middle, but my opponent's troops are well positioned over there. And yeah, my opponent has all kinds of armor on towards my left flank, so it's hard to maneuver my tanks towards the middle there. So I'm gonna try to deal with him directly. I'm bringing up my Tiger tank, even though my main gun is destroyed. And there I lost my hull. And I have an infantry guy right there trying to sneak up on that Firefly, but he looks like he's lost. You can see him going back and forth by that house on the top. That might be because of the pathfinding. So he's going back and forth right there. And finally, he gets closer to the Firefly, but then he gets gunned down by the gunner on top. And this guy is just a tank crewman, and that's Simon Schubert. He can't really do much because he's not armed with an anti-tank grenade, but at least he can use his vision to provide vision for my army on that flank. All right, bringing up some more guys. And those two guys who went forward, they take shots from my opponent's remaining infantry over there. And so my opponent guns my guys down with a Thompson. And then I gun one of his guys down with an MP40. Alright, so I'm going to bring a tank out. I'm going to get the Panzer IV-H variant. I'm going to bring them up here. I don't like the Panzer IV. I mean, in terms of their the way they look. They look kind of ugly. They got those that side plating by their tracks. It just looks kind of odd to me. But you can hear it bulldozing its way forward here, and there it is. I'm going to try to deal with my opponent's Firefly. And my Panzer IV is going to crash right through that building, and I hope there's no civilians inside. If there are, then I would like to send a sorry note from the German army. Alright, so we're going to continue this way, and I'm going to use my tank crew on top there to spot for my tank. Because my tank is kind of blind, so I'm going to use this guy to look out for my tank. And there he is, the Firefly, he's right there. And the Firefly is pretty blind too, so I'm going to use my Panzer IV, and he takes out the Firefly. So I cleared out that threat, but there are still plenty of threats all over the battlefield because my opponent still has plenty of armored units around. So I'm going to take my Panzer IV, and I'm going to make a run for the middle flag point here. And because this guy's not doing anything, I'm going to put him inside that little truck there. And maybe he'll feel important that way. So here goes my Panzer IV. Going to try to get some flanking fire. And here comes my truck. That's a ZIS-5 truck. And I don't really expect much from my truck. Maybe I can sell it to the British. Not sure if they're in the market for one. Alright, so my opponent is blasting at my Panzer IV. And I'm going to let my Panzer IV exchange fire with that tank up there. And as my truck moves forward, it's going to uncover some British armored units up there. And you can see my opponent has like 3 or 4 armored units up there. And I'm down to my Panzer IV and my Tiger tank right here. And I still have I have a few more infantrymen left, and I have a lot of tank crew who kind of are just sitting around. Alright, so here comes my Panzer IV. Gonna try to get some flanking fire on that Firefly. The first shot does nothing, but I'm gonna try to shoot it again, and there's my opponent's Centurion. So he has a Centurion right there and a Firefly on that beachhead, or whatever you want to call that. And he destroys the turret on my Panzer IV. So you can see my guys are just sitting outside of the middle spawn point, and there's not much I can do about that because as I creep forward, my opponent still has infantry there. And he still has all those armored units on that bank right there. And then there I just lost my Panzer IV to my opponent's Firefly. And then the Centurion destroyed the last remaining crewman of that tank. So I'm gonna bring out my Tiger here. I'm gonna try to support my advance on the middle spawn point there. You can see my opponent has a big time lead on the score. He has 585 and rising, and I'm still at 110. And there I just lost the main gun and turret on my Tiger tank. It can still move, but it's pretty much useless right now. It still has a machine gun on it, so it's kind of like a mobile machine gun. But I'm going to bring up my infantry. Going to still make an effort for that middle spawn point, and then my dude gets wasted by the Churchill. What's going on here? I'm going to try to repair my tank. And just then, my opponent had his armored car right there, and he whacks the crewman trying to repair my Tiger tank. So I'm going to try to take my infantry guy right here. That's Reinhold Schuster. I'm going to race over there and put my guy inside the tank before my opponent takes over it. So you can see Reinhold Schuster trying to swim across that body of water right there. And he's almost going to make it to the tank. He's almost there. He's almost there. And look at that. There is a British guy climbing into that Tiger tank. So you can say I was robbed. Anyways, hold on. I have to make a phone call real quick. Hi, this is Reinhold Schuster. Yeah, I want to report a stolen vehicle. It's actually a tank. Yeah, it's a German made. It's a Henschel. Yeah, a Tiger tank. Yeah. Well, I had an iPod in there, and I didn't really see the guy who stole it. I think he was wearing like a British uniform. On hold. I'll just call back later. Yeah, thank you. Alright, I'm back. Anyways, what did I miss? Not a whole lot. You can see there's 20 seconds left in the game, and I can't really do anything else, so now I'm going to apply some of my lawnmower racing skills to Men of War. So I commandeered that lawnmower, or I mean tractor, and I'm going to make a run for my opponent's tanks over there. And look at that big donut I just made in that wheat field. Anyway, this battle's pretty much over. I got destroyed here on points and on score. And I just want to say good game to my opponent. I had a really fun battle here. Hope you guys enjoyed too.